This brave warrior grew up preparing for just one thing. He wants to avenge the death of his family by killing the world's most powerful monster. But during his journey, he meets a girl that gives him a new purpose in life. Long time ago, the people and the fairies lived together in a beautiful land called Divnozem. It is ruled by a wise and just prince named Volodar. He also has a younger brother named Beloyar, who is a brave and skilled warrior. In Divnozem, there is sacred oak on the other side of the river that hides a magical portal. It can lead to a place full of ancient evils, so the portal is guarded by the head of fairies, the mighty Liho. One day, a young warrior named Koshchei Ushka appeared in the capital city of Divnozem, looking for an evil called the White Ghost. He also has a talking sword that helps him in searching the market. Suddenly, the sword feels a sudden cold. That's a sign of White Ghost's presence. Koshchei asks the sword to lead the way, and he runs through the market like crazy. After a while, they reach the circus, and the sword believes the White Ghost is inside. The place is fully packed with audience, and big names like the prince and Liho are also there. The final performance is given by a gorgeous fairy that shocks everyone with her magical spells. Liho appreciates her talent and grants her a rare pot, but suddenly, the pot explodes, and the creepy White Ghost appears out of nowhere. The audience starts running away to save their lives, but Koshchei gets ready to fight the ghost. Prince Volodar also gets up to defend his kingdom, but his brother Beloyar steps forward to handle this matter. Koshchei hangs on a rope to attack the ghost, but the evil ghost aims for the prince. He ignores everyone else and attacks Volodar with all his might. Poor Volodar turns into an ice statue while the White Ghost escapes the city. Beloyar gets really depressed and suspects Liho because the ghost appeared as he threw the pot. However, Liho has left the circus already. He breaks into the palace to steal a magical key and hides it inside his chest. The royal guards arrive to capture Liho, but he voluntarily let himself get arrested. He is tortured in the dungeon for days but doesn't reveal where he has hidden the key. Liho only trusts the circus girl named May Dryad. He uses his raven to send a message to May and asks for help. May immediately prepares to meet Liho, but her younger brother Bao wants to follow her too. After reaching the dungeon, May asks Bao to hide in a corner while she goes to the upper floor where Liho is kept. He reveals that the world is in great danger, and this key is the magical key of oblivion that must be guarded by a fairy. Liho chooses May for this task and asks her to run away from the city. Meanwhile, Bao notices another prisoner who is a special kind of fairy called a waterman. He requests the boy to help him escape by stealing the prison key. Bao loves adventures and immediately agrees to help the waterman. As the key is on a high spot, Bao climbs on sticks, but he loses his balance and falls down. May rushes to help her brother, but he has already caused a mess. Bao succeeds in getting the key, but the noise causes the security guard to wake up. He tries to catch Bao, but the boy uses a special spell to transform into a panda. The guard assumes it's a dream, so May decides to put him back to sleep. She hypnotizes the guard with beautiful magic and sings a lullaby so he can fall asleep. Before escaping through the well, the waterman promises to help Bao any time to return the favor. The next morning, Prince Beloyar invites Koshchei to the palace and thanks for trying to save Volodar. He also knows that Koshchei is looking for the White Ghost. Once Divnozem was attacked by the ice monster who was banished, but the White Ghost somehow managed to remain behind. Everyone knows this, but only a few people know about the existence of the Key of Oblivion. Long ago, the fairies had a world of their own, and they were ruled by a wise king with great vitality. Life was beautiful until the evil ice monster arrived with his servant, the White Ghost. The ice monster wanted to destroy all life and turn the world into an icy wasteland. Luckily, Liho the Keeper opened a portal to the human world, and all the fairies escaped through it. However, the fairies were not safe in the human world either because the ice monster succeeded in finding them. The kidnapping humans united with the fairies to fight the monster, but it was too strong. Eventually, the King of Fairies sacrificed his life to banish the monster and locked him in the fairy world with the Key of Oblivion. The portal was guarded by Liho, while the key was kept safe by the humans. The White Ghost managed to hide from the battlefield, and since then he is looking for someone to help in opening the portal again. If the portal opens again and the monster escapes, the whole world will be destroyed. Beloyar wants Koshchei to find the key, and in exchange, Beloyar will help him in defeating the White Ghost. Koshchei apparently agrees to the deal and goes after May as she is the first suspect, but in reality, he wants to use the key to attract the White Ghost towards himself. Though Liho told May to run away from the city, she is still here to investigate the whole matter. May can't carry out this responsibility without knowing the actual purpose of the key. After having lunch, Mei and Bao head to the prison to meet Liho, but they get spotted by Koshie. He starts running after them and traps them in a corner. Koshie asks Mei to hand over the key, but she clearly says that she doesn't know anything about it. Koshie is not ready to leave so easily, so he starts threatening the girl. Suddenly, an elf leaves his flying carpet there, so Mei asks her brother to turn on the carpet. As Bao has never used it before, Mei buys him some time by trapping Koshie in the vines. Eventually, the carpet starts flying and Mei escapes the city with her brother. Seeing this, Koshie uses his magic rope to hang on the flying carpet. After dodging the city buildings, Koshie jumps on the carpet, but Bao accidentally chooses the wildland forest as their destination. The carpet flies at full speed and drops its passengers in a forest far away from the city. It also gets ripped, so no one can use it to go back. Mei cleverly steals Koshie's sword and orders him to let them go. Koshie is surprised at the girl's bravery, but he knows how to deal with her. He ties Mei's hand with the magic rope and decides to choose her fate after returning to the city. Koshie keeps dragging the poor fairy around the forest and tries to find the exit using the weird direction stones. Suddenly, the giant plants start dropping their poisonous seeds on the ground, so Mei and Boa take shelter. However, Koshie defends himself with his sword and accidentally hits the direction stone. As Koshie falls unconscious, Bao asks his sister to run away. But Mei is a kind-hearted fairy and can't leave Koshie to get eaten by the animals. She uses her life force to heal Koshie, but it will take a few hours for him to get up. Mei suddenly remembers about the waterman and calls him so he can carry Koshie. As the night sets in, Koshie wakes up and helps Mei in collecting firewood. Mei takes this chance to ask Koshie why he is after the deadly white ghost. This question reminds Koshie of the most depressing incident of his life. When he was just a child, the white ghost attacked his village, and Koshie was the only survivor. Since then, Koshie never slept in peace and kept hunting for the white ghost to take his revenge. Mei feels sorry for Koshie and believes that his goal has made him gloomy and unsociable. He lost his family, but his obsession with taking revenge never let Koshie make any friends. He could find a new purpose in life just like Mei. She also has no relatives and never saw her parents. Her childhood memories are of constant training and traveling from one circus to another. Despite having such a tough life, Mei never lost her smile and also loves making others happy. Koshie gets really surprised at her positivity, but he doesn't think he can ever become like her. After a while, they both return to the campfire where the sword is telling funny stories to Bao. Seeing this, the waterman also decides to show his talent and starts singing a lullaby. His song is not calming like a lullaby, but it somehow makes the sword fall asleep. The next morning, Koshie and others continue their journey towards the city, but they get startled by seeing the ice bridge in their way. It's not a safe path, but Mei's friend lives on the other side of the bridge and she can help them reach the city in time. The waterman immediately uses a puddle to escape the scene while the others follow Mei on the ice bridge. This is the site of the last battle with the ice monster. The Fairy King broke the monster horn and it returned to the portal to heal. The horn was left here and keeps the bridge frozen even during summer. Mei and Koshie walk really carefully on the bridge, but Bao loses his balance and slips down. The sword he is holding gets stuck in the ice horn and causes it to crack. Koshie saves the boy using the magic chain, but the horn breaks and makes the whole bridge disassemble into pieces. Bao and Koshie make it to the other side, but Mei gets stuck on the bridge. Seeing her in danger, Koshie jumps off the edge without a second thought and saves Mei's life. They finally get a chance to look closely into each other's eyes and start to fall in love. After getting up on the hill, they meet Mei's friend, Jadwiga Yaga, who gives them a ride in her weird ship. Instead of sailing in the sea, Yaga's ship runs on the ground using the power of a giant chick. As they are meeting after a long time, she wants Mei to stay with her for a few days, but Mei needs to meet Liho as soon as possible. Only he knows how the world can be saved from the ice monster. Hearing this, Yaga gets her magic crystal and uses it to see what Liho is doing right now. He has escaped the dungeon and heads towards the palace. Before Koshie can see further, the chick starts scratching itself and causes the magic crystal to roll away. It falls into the food hole and the chick swallows it in seconds. Koshie doesn't want to see more anyway. He believes Liho is heading to the palace to steal the Key of Oblivion from Prince Beloyar. The ship will take too long to reach the city, so Koshie requests Yaga for an alternate carrier. Yaga immediately brings her heavenly chariot that can fly to the city in just minutes. As it has limited space, Bao stays behind with Yaga and looks forward to reaching the city tonight. While traveling with Koshie, Mei realizes her increasing affection for him and feels bad for lying about the key. She asks Koschei what he's going to do with the key, but Koschei clearly says that he will use it to lure the white ghost. Mei can't risk the safety of the key, because if the white ghost will succeed in taking it away, he will open the portal and bring back the ice monster. Meanwhile, Li Ho breaks in the palace and attacks Prince Beloyar. Luckily, Koschei reaches there in time and kicks away Li Ho. He is ready to fight, but gets really shocked on seeing Mei pulling out the key of oblivion. She apologizes for lying and hands over the key to Li Ho. Beloyar makes fun of Koschei's stupidity and calls him an idiot for trusting a stranger. Koschei gets really angry and jumps towards Li Ho. They break through the window and falls in the basement. Before Koschei can snatch the key to oblivion, the sword alerts him about the arrival of the white ghost. It attacks Li Ho in one blow and flies away again. Koschei tries to follow the white ghost, but Li Ho stops him to reveal a big secret. Before turning into an ice statue, Li Ho tells Koschei that Mei is not an ordinary girl, but a princess. She's the only daughter of the King of Fairies. Before the battle with the ice monster, the king tasked Li Ho to take care of Mei and the Key of Oblivion. Now Li Ho wants Koschei to carry on this responsibility. After getting the key, Koschei rushes to protect Mei, but she has been captured by Beloyar. Li Ho knew that the prince was a traitor that must be kept away from the Key of Oblivion. Beloyar threatens to kill Mei and asks Koschei to give him the key. Mei keeps stopping him, but Koschei can't let his love get in danger. He gives the Key of Oblivion to the prince, but the evil prince still doesn't let Mei go. However, he kept his previous deal and brought the white ghost. Koschei takes a few steps back and asks his sword to get ready for the battle it was made for. The white ghost tries to freeze Koschei to death, but the brave warrior has been waiting for this moment his whole life. Just in a single strike, Koschei kills the white ghost and celebrates his victory. The sword also gets really excited and wants to throw a party, but everything has to wait. Koschei's first priority is saving Mei. Beloyar has taken her to the magical portal and opens it using the Key of Oblivion. Mei tries her best to stop the prince, but he has totally lost his senses. Beloyar meets the ice monster and asks him for mortal powers so he can rule the city in place of his brother. However, the evil spirit is really selfish and uses Beloyar's body to get back its monstrous form. Beloyar asks Koschei for help, but it's already too late. The ice monster is heading towards the city, so Koschei decides to stop it as soon as possible. He asks Mei to stay behind in a safe place, but she can't leave him alone. Koschei tells her about her origin, but she believes it's the responsibility of the princess to protect her kingdom. Koschei eventually lets her join the battle, and they both start looking for a way to stop the ice monster. They notice a cargo ship with explosions and decide to throw them at the monster. While they are gathering the explosives, a tiny forest fairy accidentally throws a rocket at the monster. It looks back at the ship and throws an ice ball towards Mei. Seeing this, Koschei jumps forward and sacrifices himself to save Mei. He falls down on the ground and his heartbeat starts to disappear. With his last breath, Koschei tries to confess his love, but Mei asks him to stay quiet. She can't let him die even if she has to sacrifice herself. Mei starts the healing spell and uses all of his life force to save Koschei. She feels intense pain and turns into a beautiful tree while Koschei comes back to life. Seeing Mei, he screams in pain and grief and gets up to kill the monster. Koschei drives the ship towards the city, but the ice monster destroys it in one blow. Surprisingly, Koschei is not even scratched. After getting Mei's life force, he has turned immortal like a fairy. Taking the advantage of his immorality, Koschei attacks the ice monster multiple times but keeps failing again and again. He needs to choose a different plan. He suddenly remembers what Mei said. The ice monster gets weakened when its horn is cut down. Using this information, Koschei aims for the monster's horn. He cracks it with his sword, and then uses his magic rope to pull it off. The monster loses its power and falls down into pieces. Volodar and Li Ho are cured, and they arrest Beloyar to give him a memorable punishment. After that night, a huge party is thrown in the city to celebrate their victory, but Koschei doesn't join. He keeps sitting near Mei and wishes for a miracle. Meanwhile, Yaga searches the whole library and eventually finds a cure for Mei. The Amulet of Life can bring her back, but its pieces are scattered around the world. It will take centuries to bring it together. However, Koschei doesn't care how hard it is. He is ready to risk everything to bring back Mei. For the next 300 years, Koschei keeps searching for the amulet pieces and finally brings them back together. He uses it on Mei, and thankfully it works. Mei falls in his arms and asks what happened to the ice monster. Koschei tells her to forget about everything else because he has been waiting for this moment for centuries. Now it's time to continue their eternal love story. When the love is real between two people, even death can't pull them apart.